Can we sing a song first? Ma'asor Yeshua. Come on, you guys are not singing. Come on. I got two guys over here. They're so lame. Anybody here looking for a job to help me do this? I got two guys here, Dumbledee and Dumbledore, and I'm telling you now. Okay. Anyways, let's get on to the business at hand. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the fourth day of the holiday of Chanukah 2018. I want to talk to you a little bit about Chanukah. We all know pretty much the story. Many years ago, the Jews lived in Israel. They were oppressed by the Syrian Greek army. Antiochus IV was very mean to them. He outlawed many of the rules and regulations. He wanted to suppress Judaism. He wanted to introduce Greek culture. Unfortunately, some of the Jews at that time were sucked in by the Greek culture. They were called the Misyavnim, the Hellenized Jews. And all of a sudden, this little band of warriors, the Maccabees, got together under the leadership of Judah the Maccabee, and they defeated this great Greek-Syrian army, drove them out of Israel, rededicated the temple, found in the temple a little cruse of oil that they lit that was only supposed to last for 1 day, but lasted for 8 days. And since then, we have been eating fried food. I don't know why, but the thing is that you can't go through Chanukah unless you have at least 2 pounds of latkes, 27 dozen donuts. But some rabbis even argue that you could even fry a shoe. You would get along. You can do that with a fried shoe as long as it's fried in oil. Now, to celebrate the holiday, the rabbis sat down and thought very long about what we were going to do and how we were going to institute the symbol of Chanukah. And what was that? That was the menorah. So every night for 8 days we light a candle or oil to celebrate this wonderful victory and this miracle that came upon the Jewish people at that time. Now it's interesting that they chose the oil menorah to light it because in the big scheme of things, if you think about it, that was only a small little part of the story. I mean, think about the war that Judah HaMaccabee himself gathering together the Maccabees, a small group of people. The odds of him defeating the army of the Greek Syrian army was very small. How small, do you ask? Let me call my bookie. 1 second, please. Hey, I wanted to ask you, what was the odds on Judah Maccabee versus the Greeks back then, a couple of thousand years ago? Can you look that up for me? What? It was 2,000 to 1? Or was that after the first? Oh, well, all right, 2,000. You say 2,000 to 1 against Judah. Against Judah means you have to place $1 to win $2,000 on the Jews. The Jews always get to. Okay, got you. All right, fine. Thank you very much. Yeah. By the way, what's the line on the Patriots this week? Okay, put down 3 shekels. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, all right, great. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Happy Chanukah. It's 2,000 to 1 against Judah Maccabee. A small chance of him winning, and yet what happened? Miraculously, he won. He beat them. He won. They won, and the war is hardly even recognized. I mean, you could go through an entire year without even knowing that the Jews had fought a war against the Greeks, because all Chanukah is you come there in the evening and you light the menorah. So why? What was so special about the menorah? And why the oil? So I think maybe we can say is that the Jews at that time were feeling very down. We even could say that it was a dark period for Judaism. I mean, they were being oppressed by the Greeks. They were enslaved in a certain way. And they may have felt that they were abandoned, that God, for some reason, whatever it was, abandoned them. Then came Judah, won the war. But still, even after the war was won, one could have said, hey, you know what? Yes, they were smaller in numbers, but they were better fighters. They had a home court advantage. This was in Israel. So you could have said that, Judah had great tactics. But one thing you couldn't deny. Once that little cruse of oil was lit, and it only lasted 1 day, it was supposed to last 1 day and lasted for 8 days, that was a clear sign from God that I am with you. That never think that I'm going to abandon you. It was an open miracle to tell the Jewish people that never, even in the darkest periods, God is still with them. Because we feel that too sometimes. We go through a dark period in our lives. Maybe we lost a loved one, a relationship breaks up, we lose a job, whatever the circumstances are, and you begin to think to yourself, wow, times are tough. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, tough times beget tough people. And every one of us has this little cruse of oil. And that little cruse of oil gets accessed at exactly that moment when you need it. I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to first light the menorah every night, have fun, play dreidel, eat latkes, but always remember that no matter how dark it is, you have that potential inside of you to access that little cruse of oil that burns brightly. It's the festival of lights, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate. Let's drive out the darkness in this country by celebrating happily together with everyone. Thank you very much. Happy Hanukkah.